This is the Polar Lights Gaming channel, and here is my first video. I don't have the equipment or space to record myself at the moment, so I'm using this Google text-to-speech service. It's not ideal, and I'm working on it. Just bear with me. I do have some great footage here. The edit is also a little rough. I am familiar with all the components required to put something like this together, but I'm still learning a lot. It's only going to get better, I'm sure. Anywho, let's get started. Dragon Age: The Veilguard runs on the Frostbite engine, which has its own colorful history at BioWare. Gladly, they have mastered the engine by now, and Veilguard runs really well. Clearly, the version of Frostbite here is a straight old-fashioned rasterizer, and ray tracing has been added on top of the traditional rendering pipeline. The game has two ray tracing effects: ambient occlusion, which some have even reported to being broken, and reflections. In addition to these, there is a ultra mode that improves both modes by increasing the resolution and distance cutoff. Screen space ambient occlusion exhibits these white halos or bright edges that come and go, as any foreground object disrupts the depth data. Ray-traced ambient occlusion is supposed to alleviate this, as it is tied to the actual geometry instead of the mere frame buffer. In Veilguard, however, it doesn't matter if RTAO is on. We always get HBAO ambient occlusion. Then what does the RTAO do? It is very subtle, adding slight shadow in medium-scale places, like the sail of this boat, or beneath objects like this barrel. Moving on to reflections. In this straightforward case, we can see that the normal ray tracing quality presents the worst output due to its low resolution. However, different surfaces present very differently. Let's have a look. The hybrid reflection system exhibits SSR artifacts even when RT is on, when objects or materials are missing from the ray-traced reflections. Here we can see the red banner appear on the reflection as soon as it enters the screen, but ray tracing is unable to find it outside the screen. Here the normal ray tracing quality looks crisp, not at all like in our first sample, while SSR is clearly the more blurry option, and Ultra offers no benefit over normal quality. This sample shows us the usual screen space reflection issues. Reflections appear only as objects become visible on the screen. Ray tracing solves this by looking up actual geometry instead of information on the screen. A distance cutoff causes the normal quality RT to still exhibit some reflection pop-in, just like in the SSR mode. Even the Ultra mode can suffer from distance cutoff, creating a result as if no RT was active at all. My favorite are the metallic surfaces, like these gold trimmings, which can reflect the true surroundings with ray tracing and elevate their appearance greatly. With RT, they look bright and shiny, while the SSR and CubeMap version looks dull. To be fair, these gold trimmings and other reflective metal surfaces are only small details during normal gameplay. Examining them so close isn't usually even possible during normal gameplay. And that's all I found. An ambient occlusion was a subtle addition on top of the HBAO. I would really have liked to see a solution that replaces the screen space AO completely with an RT solution. Now, the most eye-catching effect is the HBAO, even when ray-traced ambient occlusion is turned on. Reflections provided an inconsistent results, sometimes even worse than normal screen space reflections. Sometimes the resolution is lower than SSR, sometimes things are missing from the reflections, and we see the SSR shortcomings even when RT reflections are turned on. A number of levels simply contain very little reflective surfaces to begin with. So, should we then turn RT on in Dragon Age: The Veilguard? These RT effects can look great when isolated and examined in side-by-side comparisons, but do you really notice during gameplay? In a strict yes or no scenario, it is a clear no. Most people won't miss them. The art and level design and even crisp high-resolution output far outweigh the vague benefits of ray tracing in this title. If you are happy with the performance, which does tank pretty drastically in a few boss fights, go for the Ultra reflections. Those have the least amount of problems and most consistent output. But what do you think? Will you be turning RT on? Leave a comment below.